Are you wondering about the many plant sources left for discussion after we had long sessions yesterday? What other could add up to the already discussed ones? Well, don't worry, all these discussions will be done up to their full stop in today's episode. Welcome all to IS Pharmacology Difficult Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Radhika Vijay, MBBS MD Pharmacology, and this is the audio hub to get the best simplified basic tips, strategies, methods, and lots of ideas to learn better, understand better, and make your concepts crystal clear. If you really find, and if there's a question hovering in your minds, is pharmacology difficult? Lend me your ears for a while and let in the magic of knowledge. Today's talk is committed with this mood to cover up all the left vegetable plant sources of drugs still untouched. Well, I am really committed to do that, though if I'm not able to, that's okay. To break the ice, let's have a word about the raisins. They are in fact oxidized, polymerized, volatile oils, insoluble in water. Now, some of the very famous and very commonly used are, let me list you, okay? The first one is the gum raisins, and the very famous and very nice example to give here for this particular gum raisins is asafoetida. It finds use as a carminative and antispasmodic. The second one I want to talk about here is the balsams. Now, benzoin is a very good example. Benzoin consists of raisin plus volatile oil. It is used as an inhalant in common cold. It is used internally as an expectorant. It is used externally as an astringent. And I'm sure you have heard about tincture benzoin, which finds use in bruises as a protective cover, antiseptic in nature. Now next I want to talk at this particular moment, I want to talk about is tolu balsam. It finds use as a stimulating expectorant. Next in my list is an oleoraisin. Again, oleoraisin is a mixture of raisin plus volatile oil. A very good example is the male fern plant extract, which finds its use in the tapeworm infestation. Next, I want to tell you for oleoraisin is colophony. It is an oleoraisin which finds use as an ingredient in various plasters. Next, for oleoraisin, I want to give you example of shellac, which is used as an enteric coating of the tablets, and it is obtained from the plant Lucifer lacca. So that was the discussion and all description about the oleoraisins. Next in my list I have oleo gum raisins, and very good example for this is myrrh. Let me spell it for you. MYRRH, whatever you want to call it. I think the best pronunciation is myrrh. It is used in mouthwashes due to local stimulant and antiseptic properties. Then a Chinese plant is a very good source of artemisinin, which is an anti-malarial drug. And chemically, artemisinin is nothing but a sesquiterpene endoperoxide. So that is another example of this particular class. Now let's have a word about tannins. We've talked about raisins. The next is the tannins. That is another substance from the plant source. Okay? Tannins are nothing but phenolic compounds soluble in water obtained from plants without nitrogen in their chemical structure. Let's talk about their properties. The basic property is of astringent action. The famous plants or herbs to contain the tannins. Now let me list you them. I can list here as amla, ashoka bark, hirda. Hirda is something that finds a very good use in the combination termed as triphala. I know you have heard about triphala powder. So one of the components is hirda, Hirda. Then we have behara, Behera. They have their special pronunciations in Hindi language, and really because I'm spelling them, so I'm sure you're getting the term right. Then I have black catechu, etc. Now you might be knowing few uses if you have heard these names. Their common indications are for the use in the diarrhea and burns. Now some pharmacologically important forms of the tannins I want to talk about is the tincture catechu and tincture rhubarb. RHUBARB. Tincture rhubarb. Now lastly for today, let's have a very good word about the gums. We have talked about raisins, we have talked about tannins. Last for the day is the gums. See, I was committed to complete my plant or vegetable sources of drugs, and I did it. Now gums. They are colloidal exudate secretory products of plants. If hydrolyzed, they can make simplified sugary polysaccharides. Now pharmacologically, they are inert, okay? But they find great use in pharmaceutical products as suspending and emulsifying agents. Yes, that's the best use, and that's one of the best uses of gums. They dissolve or they swell or they form adhesive mucilage in water. That's how they act and they behave. The very good example at this particular point I want to give you, which you might be knowing, quite famous one, gum tragacanth, gum acacia. These are really pharmacologically very important suspending and emulsifying agents. Now another one-line description I want to give you before I turn down the curtains for this episode is for the glycerine. A viscous sweet liquid finds use as a carrier or vehicle for gum or throat pain. That was quite nice, short and crispy. That's all, dear folks. No more talks left to be spoken or heard. I seal my dialogue here and now and here only. Sources of drugs are not yet over. Don't think so like that. There's much in this particular Pandora's box. There's much in the store left, yet to be known and discovered. Just have patience and wait for the next session to begin. For all the updates and latest episodes of my podcast, please visit www.ispharmacologydifficult.com, where you can also sign up for a free monthly e-newsletter of mine. It actually contains a lot of updates about the medical sciences, drug information, and my podcast updates also. You can follow me on different social media handles like Twitter, Insta, Facebook, and LinkedIn. They all are with the same name, Is Pharmacology Difficult. If you are listening for the first time, do follow me here, whatever platform you are consuming this episode. Stay tuned. Do rate and review on iTunes, Apple Podcasts. Stay safe, stay happy, stay enlightened. Thank you.